What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this time I am looking at DSP's late night stream where he expected people to pay him to shop, and of course he was looking for air quote solutions for his capture card issue that he is having. And of course we all know this was simply just a setup. He was hoping that the whales would come out and give him enough money and you know, basically say, hey Phil, this is just too much work, it's too difficult, we know it's hard for you, let's buy you a brand new PC. That's essentially what he was hoping for, and that didn't happen. The whales did not come out, they did not hear the whale calls. He ended up with about 50 bucks in tips, and that was really it. So he of course pulled out this, you know, rabbit out of his hat, which of course he knew about for hours before the stream, where someone he knew that he claimed was an old supporter came out and essentially said, hey, I have a graphic card, it's just like yours, it's a little newer, but it should work, I'm gonna send it to you, right? And you know, after the whales decided not to come out and support Phil, he decided to bring out this, you know, this ace up his sleeve that we all know he knew about even before the stream. So of course he's not going to tell everyone at the very beginning. We have to do this whole, you know, song and dance to see how much money and support and positivity he can get for the whole PC fund. And thankfully it did not work, and you can tell our boy Phil is pretty fucking salty. So of course, after you know, getting that email and talking about it, he goes on and does the stupidest thing. So let's watch a little bit of the video where he talks about that friend of his that's sending him a capture card.
I think I'm going to accept this offer from this person. This is someone who I absolutely trust. This is someone who has been around for a long time, has supported me over the years. And this is someone who is absolutely offering to give me this right now. He's barely used it in years. Can mail it to me right now free of cost. Okay? I think this is a good option. Here we go. So, yes. Yes. Rich from Review Tech USA, I will absolutely accept. No, it's not Rich from Review Tech USA. That would be something. No, it's not that fucking jackass. Yes, I will accept. Here's my address. I'm going to give my address. Now, I better not say my address publicly because you guys know that I live in a very private place and you guys would never know where I live, right? Very private. Very, you know, you don't know, no one knows where I live. There's no possible way anyone could know my street address or anything like that. Everyone knows this, correct? Right. Okay. I totally wasn't doxxed the first fucking week I moved here 8 years ago. It's pretty funny. Okay, hold on. And I will say this, because this person will likely be watching this video if they're not watching the stream live right now. Okay. What the? Small. Stupid thing. So, I have so many people who over the years, alright, have been around and have helped me out in so many different ways, alright? And in particular, there's some people that have been around for a very long time. This particular person, and don't worry, I'm not going to say anything personal about the person that people will figure out who they are. This person has been around for so long. This is a person who way back in the day, remember years and years and years ago when I moved out here and I was selling collectibles and shit? This is actually one of the people who bought one of my statues for a lot of money, and it helped me out at that time when I really needed the money. This is a person who has been an ongoing supporter of mine for a very long time, and I really appreciate that this person out of nowhere is making this very generous offer to give me a capture card that looks like it will work with my setup. It's the same company as the card that I was using. It's just a more updated version. Much like my webcam. Let's be honest. This webcam right now, okay, is a webcam that is from a viewer who said, well, I have the more modern version of the webcam you've been using for 10 years. And they provided it, and it's beautiful. Look how clear this webcam is compared to the old webcam, correct? It's super good. And remember how bad these Christmas lights used to look behind me? You couldn't even see the color. Look, you could see green and red and blue. You could actually see them now because this person was so nice, right? So in this particular case, thank you so much to this person. Again, not going to say the name. So I've asked them to send it. Now, it's 8:20 p.m. Likely by the time they send it, probably tomorrow. Even if they overnight it, it might come sometime on Thursday. It may come Friday. So perhaps we still want to look at another option. Perhaps we want to talk about what I should do for the next few days. Okay? Allow me to split the part. As you know, I do one. Well, you know what? Should I do a 2-hour video?
No one cares. Anyway, okay, so that's what I wanted to highlight there. So first of all, someone generously offered to give him the capture card, which is almost the exact same one that he has. And then he goes on to give the example of the webcam that someone gave that was very similar, same model, a little bit better, and it worked out great for him, right? So you would think a normal person would say, oh, by the way, I will pay you, for the shipping. And you notice how he dropped in overnight. And you notice he didn't say, I'll pay you for it, but he should. Most normal people would say that anyway, but that's a different point. He goes on and talks about, after that, after he basically, summarizes it and says, hey, it worked out before, this should work. If as long as the card's good to go, I should be able to slap it in and have no problems. And, it'll be a few days without streaming and that'll be fine. Do you think he stops there? No. What he ends up doing is he ends up saying, well, we need backups. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and order more cards. And you would think that he would maybe order just one card, right? No, he doesn't do that. This dent goes on to Amazon and orders 2 additional cards that should come before the card that his friend is going to be sending him, right? Mind you, he already has 2 720p cards in his possession that are brand new that he never used, that are from that time period of 8 years ago that should work with his current setup, right? Does he bother trying those 720p cards? No. Why not? Because he doesn't want to do 720p. He wants to do 1080p. Now, mind you, this is just a temporary solution, right? Temporary. Use a 720p until your friend's card comes in and then you swap it out. Right, Phil? A normal person wouldn't go to Amazon, let alone buy 1 additional card, buy 2 additional cards. Who the hell does that, Phil? And the other thing I want to point out is that this man is the man that claims he has no time to literally do anything. I don't have time to work on my business. I don't have time to spend with my family. I don't have time to take out my wife for, a nice night out. No time to do any of that, but has plenty of time to get 2 cards coming in from Amazon, print out a label. Well, I have to go through the whole, sending back that whole refund process, right? Print out a label, repackaging it, going to Kohl's or UPS or wherever to drop it off and send it back. He doesn't have time to spend time with his family, his business, or anything else, but he has time to buy 2 cards that he knows he's not going to need to then just reship them back to Amazon. It just makes no sense. And the other thing is this man cries poor mouth. He cries poor mouth every single day, every single stream. I say this over and over again. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. Phil lives tip to tip. Essentially tip to tip. That's how he lives. So he's going to waste over $100 on 2 additional cards that he doesn't need. Mind you, he has 2 720p cards just sitting in his hands that he can just use one of them as a temporary solution. I mean, honestly, 720p versus 1080p on YouTube, how much difference does that really look or make? It doesn't. And especially it's only for a couple of days. He could have did that today. He could have told his dents, hey, we're not streaming tonight. I'm going to work on my setup. I'm going to connect the 720p card so that tomorrow we can fresh start. No, he doesn't want to do that. What he wanted to do was he wanted to do a stream and hope that his whales will come out and essentially fund the PC. Because that's what they've done in his past. When TV broke, he had an emergency stream And the whales came out and they bought him a new TV, to the point where he was looking at buying a $500 PC and ended up buying a $1,000 PC because, you know, it's just Phil. So he thought, hey, this is going to work out the same way. It's going to work out the same way. And he waited. Oh my Lord, he waited. The stream went for an hour and a half until he whipped out this email, this magical email that you know he knew about before the stream. So there was no point for him to actually even stream today. He should have just connected that 720p card and then wait for that 1080p card to come in the mail. It's that simple, Phil. But no, Phil has to. Phil reminds me of that guy that worked in the Obama administration. He was Emmanuel. I forgot his name. He ended up becoming the mayor of Chicago. Rahm Emanuel, that's the name. And what did he say one time? What did he say? He said, never let a tragedy go to waste. And essentially is that if you're in administration and a tragedy occurs, like a hurricane, war, you never let that tragedy go to waste. So politically, you can use it to your benefit. Don't care what the collateral damage is. Don't care who dies. Don't care who gets hurt. But hey, use it to your political advantage, right? And, you know, that's what Phil is. Phil is like, oh, my PC isn't working. I can't stream. The dents are going to rally and they're going to give me all this money. And tonight when it didn't happen, he struggled. He was at $9 for most of the night. And then two whales came in and dropped in a $20 and a $25 tip. And he ended up with $54. And then when he realized that the whales aren't coming out, he cried wolf way too many times. He then ended the stream and then decided, well, okay, what I'll do is I'll just get this capture card from his friend, and then he'll order 2 additional cards off of Amazon. It just doesn't make any sense, Phil. You make no sense whatsoever. What you also could have done, Phil, honestly, is if you could have spent your night searching YouTube, you could have spent maybe $500. You could have upgraded your laptop. You could have got a SD card, an SD card in it, maybe a little bit more memory. Get Windows 10, swap everything out, get yourself a little capture card, right? And just work off that laptop or work off your PC, whichever it is, whatever the PC allows. Just make the upgrades, which are simple. Upgrade. And then you'd be good to go for the next 3 or 4 years and not worry about anything. But do you do that? No. I ran it earlier about his November paycheck and how he ended up getting about an additional $3,000 extra than his normal paycheck. And do you think he would take any of that money and invest in the business? No, he doesn't. As much as he talks about his business, how important it is, and so on, do you think he took any of that money to invest in his business? No, he didn't. He took it and he bought a TV. He bought a monitor. He bought a joystick. He bought, what else did he buy? And he bought his wife an Xbox Series S when she already has a gaming PC. It just makes no sense, Phil. You could have took half of that money and bought yourself a good mid-tier PC with a graphics card and you'd be all set. But Phil, you don't work that way. Phil, you know, if to him, if it's not burning in front of him, it's not a problem. You know, he's waiting for his laptop and his capture card to burn, to cause a fire, for him to do anything. To him to do anything whatsoever. And that's how he lives his life. So then when things like this pop up, he doesn't know what to do. He's shocked. He's stressed. And that's how he lives his entire life. You know, and the problem too is that so many people have bailed him out throughout these years. So he figures, I'll be okay. Someone's going to come out and help me and bail me out. That's his mindset. So that's why he continues to behave the way he behaves and refuses to take any responsibility, refuses to be an adult, and refuses to plan accordingly for his future. Ask him how much money you got saved in your bank account for your retirement, Phil. That answer is going to be nothing, zero. You know why? Because to him, retirement isn't until he's 67, so he has 27 years to worry about that problem. That's a future problem. And that's what he does with his entire life. My laptop burning, whatever, that's a future problem. The capture card got damaged. Okay, well, I'll figure it out. I'll cry, I'll moan, I'll get a used capture card, replace it, and if it works, good to go. And then I'll just keep trucking until the next tragedy or the next problem. And that's how you live, Phil. And then you wonder why shit happens to you. And then you wonder why you have detractors in the thousands that come and mock you. Today, your stream had, I think, about 600 people on the stream sitting there ready to laugh at you. And then the stream here that I'm using to watch is Raw DSPs. He had 669 people watching. I did my stream. I had 350 people on my stream. I restreamed this video. I got 335 people that were all there to mock this person. And he just will never, and then he just sits there and just what gets me is he sits there and says, I don't know why people don't like me. I don't know why I have so many haters. This right here, Phil. This right here. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.